NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. Breaking news, family. The Philadelphia Eagles have hired former Chargers and Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Moore will now lead the offense in Philly. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network.
Determined your fate, I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. You don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-M-I-F-E right in your side. You would never see me coming. You don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-M-I-F-E right in your side.
NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. Want to welcome everybody in. How you doing, family? There we go. Listen, wow, it's not wild card weekend. It's not divisional weekend. Today, two teams punched their ticket to Super Bowl 58. Who will it be? Will the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes be able to go back to their fourth Super Bowl in 6 years? Will Lamar Jackson finally live up to the promise he had on draft night when he said he is coming to take the Ravens to a Super Bowl? Today, Lamar Jackson has an opportunity to make good on this promise. Then at 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time in the NFC, Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, the have against the have-nots. Well, the Lions are not the have-nots anymore. They are the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions are coming. They're going to Santa Clara on a mission. They're going to win. Despite what everybody thinks, I'm giving the Lions a chance today. But am I saying they're going to win? You'll have to stick around until we make our predictions on the game. Listen, the guys are being here shortly. Family, listen. I'm excited. We got some guests coming through. We're going to have some fun today. So I want everybody to stay tuned, stay put, stay where you at. We'll be right back after this. NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. Breaking news, family. The Philadelphia Eagles have hired former Chargers and Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Moore will now lead the offense in Philly. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. All right, family, we're back. Listen, if you want to come on, the link is in the chat. Feel free to do so. Let's get to it. Let's get to the tail of the tape. What are we looking at today? In the first game up, we got Mahomes, we got Jackson. This here, you have two of the best young quarterbacks in the National Football League. You have arguably the best, and some are saying even as of right now, the best ever to do it in Patrick Mahomes. 6 straight AFC championship games. He's been to 3 Super Bowls. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He has 2 Super Bowl MVPs. What hasn't this young man done already? Patrick Mahomes is the standard. He is the standard. He is the hierarchy. He is what everybody's looking to accomplish and trying to get to be part of. You want to be in that upper echelon with Patrick Mahomes. Simply put, like the great Ric Flair used to say, to beat the man, you got to beat the man. And today, Lamar Jackson will get that opportunity. He will get the opportunity to beat the man, to beat Patrick Mahomes head to head, face to face. Let's see. Look at the tail of the tape right now. In Patrick Mahomes' family, you got the 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Football Writers Association MVP, 2018 Associated Press Offensive Player of the Year, 2018 Pro Football Writers Association Offensive Player of the Year, 2-time AP MVP, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time 2018 Burt Bell Award winner, 2-time Sports Nation Offensive Player of the Year. The accolades are there. The accolades are there. 6 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. He's not even 30 years old yet. We got years of Patrick Mahomes left. And then on the other side, we go to the man, the myth, the one and only. Hold on, fam. Let's get to this. Here we go right here. That Mr. Lamar Jackson himself. Now, Lamar Jackson is no slouch. 3 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros, 2019 Associated Press MVP, 2-time Pro Football Writers Association MVP, 2019 SN Offensive Player of the Year, 2019 Burt Bell Award winner, and the 2019 Pro Football Writers Association Offensive Player of the Year. And we all expect him to add to that this year. Because, I mean, hands down, he should be the offensive player of the year. Most definitely, he's the MVP, and he has his team on the cusp of advancing to the Super Bowl, which would be his first Super Bowl as a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Looking forward to this game. The tail of the tape, let's take a look at some of the stats of this game. Let's just look at these 2 quarterbacks. First, we're going to start off with Patrick Mahomes. Because Mahomes came in the lead in 2017. For his career, Mahomes has a record of 74 wins and only 22 losses. For his career, he's passed for 28,424 yards. He has 219 touchdowns with only 63 intercepts. He's averaging on his career. For his career, he's averaging just under 8 yards per completion, yards per attempt. So, and his completion percentage was for his career 66.5. But what about this year? This year, of course, the Chiefs went 10-6. They struggled, but they still went 10-6. Offensively, other than Kelsey, the receiving core for most of the year, they were inconsistent. But in the playoffs, they have been more consistent. The emergence of Rice, the running game of Pacheco has been, man, I think that's been so undervalued about the Chiefs. And of course, man, that Chiefs defense, for years, it was Mahomes and the offense carrying that Chiefs defense, but not the case this year. This year, it was the Chiefs defense carrying this Chiefs team throughout the entire regular season and the playoffs until last week. Last week, the defense struggled a little bit, but guess what? Mahomes and the offense, they came to life. They did their job. They came through. They carried their weight. That's why it's called a team. Great as Mahomes is, he still needed a good team around him. And even though previous years the offense of the Chiefs carried the Chiefs, the defense still came up with timely turnovers, timely stops. That's why they won 2 out of the 3 Super Bowls that they've appeared in. And I'm looking for them to go back today. I mean, I'm gonna call it right now. I know I'm gonna post it wait till the guys get here, but man, it's hard to go against this kid, man. I would love to see. I repeat, I would love to see Lamar Jackson in the bowl and the Ravens. It's gonna be tough, but right now, everything's stacked in their favor. Everything's stacked in the favor of the Baltimore Ravens for achieving this. What can stop them? This game's going to come down. All the games today are going to come down to these things. Valuing that football, turnovers. Who can get that extra possession? Who can get that extra possession? Takeaways are going to be key in both contests today. Also, that sneaky, that one uncounted touchdown. Where's it going to come from? Will it be a fumble return for a touchdown? Will it be a pick six? Or will it be the one unit that everyone seems to undervalue until it costs you a game? Ex-Buffalo, special teams. Will we get a kickoff return for a touchdown? Will we get a punt return for a touchdown? Will we get a walk-off field goal? Or will it be wide right, or wide left? I don't know. But those are the factors in this game. In every game, no matter what age, what level, starts on the line of scrimmage. Who's going to win? Whose will is going to win on the line of scrimmage? Chiefs offensive line going up against that Ravens defensive line. This Ravens defense has been compared to the great defenses with Ed Reed. And are they that good? Are they that good? They have shown that they are. And last week against Houston, they left no doubt. They only gave up 3 in that game. And the touchdown for the Texans came on a punt return. Now, if there's one area that the Chiefs could strike, is in that area. Not only did the Ravens give up a touchdown last week against the Texans by a punt return. Well, they did because they won. I was going with that Rams game, but they actually won that game on the punt return. So again, I'm special teams, line of scrimmage, valuing that ball. Who's going to take care of that ball? Who's going to limit their mistakes? Everything is high pressure. Every snap counts. Every penalty matters. Everything matters today. The way you're in your stand, are you doing your job? Are you trying to overcompensate? Are you trying to do too much? Are you too tight? How will both of these teams come out? The Chiefs have been here. This is the Ravens' first time in a while here in the AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson, first time. How is he going to handle it? Would it be nerves at first to start the game? How are they going to handle it? Looking for a great action-packed game full of excitement. Of course, again, we have two of the best. We have two of the best, if not the 2 best quarterbacks in the National Football League today on display. Some may even say, with all respect to the 2 quarterbacks that will be doing in the NFC, some may even say that the AFC Championship game is actually the Super Bowl, that this is actually the Super Bowl. But I'm sure those guys on the other side of NFC, whoever comes out, will have something to say about that. All right, families, we got a comment in here. All right, got Eric Wallace. How you doing? Come on in. Thank you for being here, my brother. All right, Eric Howard. Eric, how you doing, E? Thank you for being here, fam. Doing good, my brother. Doing good. All right, fam. So listen, great. Let's see. Samuel said, Samuel, how you doing? That's right. We live streaming both games today, family. Both games. We will have the NFC Championship game at 5:30, and we're going to be airing the AFC Championship game at 2 o'clock. Your boy Dog's going to be here with you all day. So come on in, sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab a drink, and let's watch some championship football, baby. Let's get it on today. All right. Thank everybody for being here. If you're watching this delay on after the fact. If you're watching it rebroadcast, thank you for stopping by and even getting your boy look, hit that like bell for me. Please subscribe, become part of the family, and come on in. All right, family. All right. Let's see. I don't see. Hold on, family. I got some issues going on. All right, let's do this, and I'll be right back, family. NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. Breaking news, family. The Philadelphia Eagles have hired former Chargers and Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Moore will now lead the offense in Philly. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. All right, family, let me get the guys in here. We're having some technical problems. Give us 1 minute. Let us get it straight, and I'll be right back. Don't go.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side.
Let me see. I'm on here. Let me get out. Bam. Uh-oh. There we go. We back, baby. Look, we have technical difficulties, but look, we got them straight. It's championship weekend. Things happen, but we're in the building, man. My guys are here now. Shout out to Carlos, Zach, man. Introduce yourself. They already know who you is. You don't need no introduction.
Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Carlos Clayton, the host of Uneducated Sports Talk on YouTube, but also here with Ass NFL Turns with my guys, man. Much love to y'all.
Much love,
y'all know.
bro.
My name is Zach, man, from Real Fan Sports. What's good with you, Dolph? What's good with you, Carlos? Dolph, also need you to resend this new link to Jeremy because he doesn't have the new link.
Okay, we'll do.
Send it to Jeremy and we'll get it in. But how's everybody doing this morning, man? Sunday morning. AFC, NFC championship games, man. We got some big ones coming. Can Brock Purdy make it to the big game? Can Lamar Jackson do it? There's so many what ifs in this one. The only thing I don't want to see is the Chiefs, even though they've been looking good the last couple of weeks, man. I can't be a hater.
But man, listen, we got somebody about to come on, man. I'm excited because I know exactly how he feels and where he's been.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But hold on. He's here. Jeremy's here. Our brother's here. Jeremy's in the house. Jack's here. We all are here. It's going down. Want to welcome everybody. Y'all already know what it is. You see Jeremy. You see Jack. Y'all know what it is. It's that team pose, baby. Let's go. All right, family. Welcome in Jack Kavanaugh. Welcome in Jeremy. We got Believe in Lines. We got Beware the Stampede in the house, which is family. So listen, it's championship weekend. Jack, how you feeling, man? Only hours away before the Lions have the opportunity to punch their ticket to their very first Super Bowl. Jack, tell me how you're feeling and what's Lions Nation? How's it hit Motown right now?
I am incredible. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you so much to the family for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be here. And clearly, it is good luck to be here. I was on here last week. We were all talking to Lions. going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if they win this game, I do owe Coach a signed football if they do go to the Super Bowl. So let's hope that happens. Let's hope I'm sending Coach a football. But it is just such a great time to be a Lions fan. It's been an absolutely insane week. Got to talk to Taylor Decker, the left tackle of the Detroit Lions, earlier this week on the Believe in Lions podcast. So it is truly beyond words right now. This week is incredible, and I can't wait to see it keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, and then speaking to Taylor, what kind of sense did you get from him about how the team is feeling right now, how they are dealing with this leading up to probably the biggest game in the majority of their careers?
The biggest game in Lions history, arguably, or at least since the NFL became a thing. This is the second time they've ever been to the NFC Championship, potentially their first Super Bowl. And you can just tell how dialed in, how ready they are, talking about how they want to go into San Fran. They want to play the villain. They've had a lot of fun being at home, but they're ready to hear those boos rain down. And even though they're the lower seed, even though they're the underdog, they don't feel like it. So I am excited to see the Lions come out there and that offensive line push people around.
Push people around. Carlos, what you got for Jack?
Jack, first of all, man, once again, congratulations to the Lions, man, for even getting this far. Hey, what is you said the mindset is playing the villain, and I liked it because Dan Campbell is the guy that's biting people's knees off, and I saw a clip from him 2 years ago where he was telling guys, where most teams kind of don't play with pads in training camp, and he was like, guys, I swear to you, I promise you guys, this is only gonna make us better if you guys allow us to do it the right way. And I like that. I mean, what kind of sense you think does Dan Campbell have? What is his speech to his team before this particular game?
It's going to be very much along the lines of, we deserve to be here. We are here for a reason. We earned our way here. We had to battle to get here, had to win the division. And then, as you saw in the locker room after the game last week, that's two. We've got two more with a bye in the middle. They know that they belong here. They are ready to prove to the NFL that this is exactly where they belong. This is where they're going to be for the next couple of years. So I think it's going to be along the lines of that, but I can't replicate Dan Campbell and his pump up speeches. That guy, I'm energized today. Don't get me wrong. I woke up, had a little slow start to the morning, and then I started seeing these Lions hype up videos. So I am energized. Even at my most fueled, I could not get anywhere close to Dan Campbell, but it's going to be a lot of stressing that we're here and we deserve to be here.
No doubt the team deserves to be there. And listen, you got a young nucleus, but I'm going to start under center. Jared Goff, we spoke about him before. Jared Goff has an opportunity to exercise some demons. Jared Goff's in his second NFC Championship game. He's been to the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. Since he's become a member of the Lions, he has flourished. He has grown. We'll watch Jared Goff grow into arguably a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League, in my opinion. Today, what will the Lions young team need from Jared Goff to get them across that finish line?
They're going to need Jared Goff to be Jared Goff. And that's the beautiful thing about what we've seen from when he was with the Rams to where he is now with the Lions. With the Rams, he was so cautious, he was so careful, and he was oftentimes the lights were too bright for him. Whereas now with the Lions, after a couple years here, the confidence that he has, the willingness to just go out and sling it. And even if he throws an interception, he's thrown a couple pick sixes this year. And every time he goes down, marches the team down the field and scores, gets back those points. So they just need Jared Goff to be Jared Goff. And in order to allow him to be the player that he is, the star that he can be, they got to protect him up front. They got to give him time. And as long as they can do that, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Sam Laporta are going to get open over the middle. So just let Jared Goff be Jared Goff and let him cook.
Right. And as career record of 66 wins, 50 losses. He's got one tie. For his career, he's completed 64.7% of his passes. This year, he's up. He's completing, his percentage went up to 67.3%. Career passing yards, he's thrown for over 30,000 yards. This season, he's passed for over 45. Career 185 touchdowns, 30 of which came this season. And he's thrown 12 intercepts, which is really league average. So if you look at it, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler, 2017 Most Improved Player. And here he is once again with a chance to add to his accomplishments and a chance to really put his name in the, again, solidly in the top 10 of quarterbacks in the National Football League. A lot of people have said about Jared Goff that you do not want Jared Goff to have to win the game for you. Today, on this stage today, I think it's going to come a time in this game where Jared Goff's going to have to lead this Lions team. The game is going to be in his hands, and he's going to have to come through to get the job done. And after Jack, let's go to Jeremy and get Jeremy's opinion about today's game.
Oh, go ahead, Zach. Sorry, man.
That's all right. I completely agree with everything you just said. Go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was going to say, I love it. I think the other thing with Goff is you look at his running backs, right? You got two solid running backs in Montgomery, and then you got Gibbs. And Gibbs is really turned into a stud already. In Montgomery, he's getting those goal line carries and pushing that ball forward. So, I mean, you look at the weapons around him this year, I think this is probably his best year weapon-wise with Laporta coming in. I mean, St. Brown's just a stud. I mean, guy got kind of shafted, honestly, when it comes to the Pro Bowl, but end of the day, he's getting the job done. And I mean, that team is set to dominate. I don't necessarily see the Niners win this game. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Lions are going to squeak this one out today. I got to push for them too. Browns are out of it, Bills are out of it, so I got to go Lions at this point.
Let's go.
I do have a question though. Speaking of the running backs, I mean, like you said, what a luxury to have two running backs, Montgomery and Gibbs. My question, Jack, which one needs to have a big game in today's matchup? Is it Montgomery and his hard-nosed north and south running stars, or is it Gibbs, get him in space and let him go out and have a crack at it? Well, what's the style like in your opinion for this game?
I think the bigger game needs to come from Jahmyr Gibbs because David Montgomery, his role is it's steady, it's consistent, it is very important, and it's going to get them those key third and shorts. It's going to get them those goal line carries. But with Jahmyr Gibbs, the explosiveness is game changing, and he can do all the same things as David Montgomery. That's the beauty about this backfield is Jahmyr Gibbs can run inside zone. He can go in between the tackles. We saw it, and then he breaks one, dekes out Antoine Winfield Jr., an all-pro safety. That's the kind of things he can do. So the efficiency, the explosiveness, I think we need to see a bigger game from Jahmyr Gibbs, but David Montgomery is going to have his role. It's just not going to flash the way Jahmyr Gibbs we hope to see.
And Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't know if I said this before, but he reminds me so much of Alvin Kamara. As soon as I said that's Alvin Kamara, that's if Alvin Kamara could kind of a redo of his draft, right? He probably be where Gibbs was, number 12 overall in the draft. But my thing is, we spoke a lot about the offense now, but let's get to the most important side because you have that defense for the Lions, but they got to face George Kittle, Deebo Samuel is going to play this game, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk. The list goes on and on and on and on. I mean, what are you looking forward to with this defense? What do they have to do to stop this gun of an offense?
So there's two things really for me. And so number one, you got to slow down Christian McCaffrey. You're obviously not going to stop Christian McCaffrey, but you do have to slow him down. And that's the nice thing with the Lions defense. They haven't allowed any individual running back to top 70 yards rushing on them. They've given up over 70 yards rushing. They've given up over 100 yards to one player, but that player is a quarterback. Lamar Jackson sliced and diced them. That is different. For some reason, the Lions just can't tackle running quarterbacks, but they can tackle running backs quite well. So if they do that, that forces the 49ers to be more one-dimensional. And Brock Purdy can beat you in a one-dimensional game. If you ask Brock Purdy to win the game, he can do it. But it's going to be a lot easier to beat the 49ers if you slow down Christian McCaffrey first and foremost. And second of all, then you got to get pressure on Brock Purdy. And I think that's where the Lions actually have the advantage here. The offensive line of the San Francisco 49ers. Everyone likes to think they're dominant. They've always been dominant because they have been for so many years. But over the last couple of years, it's degraded. They're all pro center retired. They have a bunch of journeymen along the offensive line. Their right tackle, Colton McKivitz, is a young guy still finding his way in the league. But they've got the all-world Trent Williams, and so everyone just thinks this is a dominant offensive line. It's not. It's a fine offensive line, but I think Hayden Hutchinson can take advantage, get that pressure off of the right tackle, and those are going to be the keys. Slow down Christian McCaffrey and get pressure on Brock Purdy, because if you give Brock Purdy time, he's going to dump it deep to whoever, Debo, Ayuk, and that's going to be a problem for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, this has got to be an Aiden Hutchinson show. It's got to
Yeah.
be. He has got to dominate at any time in this game to give the Lions any hope on their defensive side, because we all know about their I guess I wouldn't say secondary issues. They have their ups and downs, but your secondary is only as good as your line. If your line brings in pressure and makes your secondary look a whole lot better than what they really are, right? That's any line and secondary combination of a team. So I agree with you on that, man. Hutchinson gonna have a huge game today for the Lions to stop that. We got Coach Rock in the building.
Hey, yo,
Baby,
shout out
yes!
champions.
Yeah,
Champion.
baby, we just won the 15U champs down here in Foley, Alabama, man. So now we about to head on back to
Way to go, Coach.
Let's go, Coach.
we about to head on back to Louisiana so we can watch them Detroit Lions go to the Super Bowl, baby. Yes, sir. Can't wait to get my football, man. We gonna watch them Lions tear some ass up today.
Let's go. I'm excited to send you that football because I'm excited for the Lions to be in the Super Bowl. I cannot wait.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Cole, let me ask you this. If you're coaching the San Francisco 49ers, for you today, what would be the main thing you will have to do to slow down to come away with a victory against the Lions if you were Kyle Shanahan?
To be honest with you, though, on either side of the ball, do what you've been doing all year, man. Don't change nothing up. Just be consistent on what you do. Execute your game plan. No heroes, bro. Just everybody do what they're supposed to do. It's called team.
Right.
Everybody contribute, do what they got to do, man, And, the whole thing with this, bro, sometimes the lights get big and some people can handle the lights bright and some can't, bro. And that's
Right.
all it's going to come down to today, bro. Who handled the lights the best tonight, bro? That's all it's about.
Right.
You don't really change nothing. You prepare. You've been doing this all your life, bro. It's just go and execute with your game. Whatever your game plan is, execute it to the fullest, bro. Nobody do no more. Nobody do no less. Just everybody go out there and do what they got to do.
So Zach, basically the same question to you. Who do you take away? Who do you have to keep in kind of control for the Lions to have a chance to walk away, because they have weapons all over the field?
I say the number one guy, even though he's playing a little bit banged up, he should be a lot healthier now, and that's Laporta, man. Once Laporta gets going and he stretches out that field, get a big one over the middle or whatnot, it makes the job easier for the running backs. It makes the job easier for their big time threat and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They want to lock him down early. Don't let him get a big catch. Don't let him open up the field to start this game off, or it'll be a long day.
All right, Jeremy, same question to you, my friend.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Zach on this one. St. Brown's gonna get his shots, he's gonna get his catches, but if Laporta gets going, that's gonna really open up the middle of the field for everybody else. And you gotta keep tabs on that, man. He is just a beast of a tight end. I thought he'd be good this year. I didn't expect him to put up numbers like this, though. He is the real deal. So you gotta keep that man in check.
All right, Carlos, same to you, my brother.
Damn Iowa tight ends, man. What you expect? Iowa tight ends are badasses, man. If you want to be a tight end pro, just go to Iowa. They'll get you right. No, my thing is it's the obvious one too, the turnover battle, right? Mm-hmm. And that's going to be huge. Which quarterback can keep it out of the other team's hands? And we've seen sometimes where Jared Goff has thrown it to the other team, and Brock Purdy as well in a few games. So you got to be careful. The beauty of the NFL is one and done. It's just a one-game scenario, right? There isn't a best, because if it's the best, out of 7 out of 5, it goes to the 49ers, obviously. This is a one-and-done scenario. So you have got to be at your best for this particular moment for 60 minutes. on both sides of the field. So turnover battles is going to be huge because both teams don't turn it over a lot. But for this one game, whoever wins the turnover battle is going to be probably the one going to Super Bowl, because both teams have great offenses that can capitalize. This isn't your New Orleans Saints offense where get to the red zone and then, three points instead of 6, right? These guys turn turnovers into 6 points all the time. So whoever is strong with their football, and I do believe that both teams will be strong with it. So, but it's going to come down to a turnover. It's going to come down to that one, major break from either the defense or the offense, and we'll see, man. But whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win this game.
And like I said at the beginning of the stream, the one area that's always overlooked until it costs you a game or it wins your game is special teams. And Jeremy, I'm sorry, but wide right. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about. But somebody's gonna have to steal. Who will be able to steal the extra possession in this game? Will there be a touchdown that's uncounted for? Would it be a punt return, like I say? Would it be a fumble return? Would it be a pick six? Hell, would it even be a safety? There's going to be some play in this game that's going to swing this game. Like we were saying, the ball security in this game is at the highest peak that it's been all season. You must protect the ball. And also, I'm going to go with field position. Which punter can keep the opposing's offense backed up most of the game and forcing them to have to go 12, 13, 14 play drives, force them to have to go 85 to 90 yards. Which punter will win the field position battle? That's the area I'm also looking into in this game. So, Jack, what would be your hidden caveat to this game?
So you guys have all said things that I absolutely agree with. The turnovers is obviously going to be a big battle. You got to slow down Laporta. You got to slow down Amon-Ra St. Brown. But I like what you mentioned about those hidden points, those hidden scores. And I want to take that one step further and go to the red zone defense. That was the difference between the Lions and the Rams. If the Rams had been able to score touchdowns in the red zone, they win that game. But because the Lions hold them to 3, it doesn't happen. And with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, very similar. The Lions were able to hold them in the red zone. Buccaneers go for 2 at one point when they're down in the game, and they shut them down there, makes it much more difficult. So you talk about hidden points, that 4-point swing going from 3 points to 7, or from 7 points to 3 points, or even down to 0 points, because we know that Dan Campbell's going to be aggressive on 4th down. So if you come away with 0 points in the red zone, those are the hidden points that I'm going to be really paying attention to. How do you capitalize in the red zone?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, when I look at it, and I really am curious to see how truly healthy Deebo Samuels is. But one thing I noticed last week is Deebo back there returning punts, returning kickoffs.
Yep.
And he's dangerous in open space. I feel like that could be the key switch if he is in fact healthy enough to go back and participate in those big turning movements for the game. And if you're looking at the Detroit Lions, I feel like it's a turnover battle. It's getting either a high energy guy like GJ in there getting a pick, or if it's Aiden Hutchinson coming off the edge and creating a fumble and then making Brock Purdy nervous. Those are the keys for the Lions in order to swing things. And then for the Niners, I'll tell you, it's a big Deebo return. If he's able and healthy enough to get back there and return those balls and be able to get one 40, 50 yards return into good territory or all the way to the house, it'll be a long day.
All right. We know that Amon St. Brown is going to be a focal point for the 49ers along with Laporta. But my sneaky guy for this game is not a running back, but it's another receiver. Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams, is he active today? Will he be active today?
Oh, yeah, he will absolutely be active today. He is
Jameson, yes. Jameson Williamson taking the top off that 49ers defense is going to be a key, because if he can get behind that defense and they have to focus on him, that starts opening up stuff underneath for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta. And I don't think I'm definitely looking for the battle of Greenway and and Warner against Laporta. That's a matchup I want to see. Those linebackers against Laporta, two of the best, if not when it comes to Warner, arguably the best, one of the best, if not the best linebacker in the National Football League. So that's going to be a battle. But Jack, speak to us about Jameson Williamson and how he can be a game changer for the Lions today.
Absolutely. And you even saw it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, talking about the respect of the deep ball, because he didn't have a deep reception against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He caught both of his targets, had about 20 yards, but what he was doing, he was running deep a fair amount, but then he would break it off and come back. And so they had to start respecting him as a 3-level player, which opened things up for Amon-Ra St. Brown underneath. So they didn't even have to hit the deep ball because they had already hit that deep ball all the way back in week 6. The Bucs were terrified and they had to respect that speed. We'll see how the 49ers play it early. Are they going to automatically cater to that? Or are they going to have to get beat by Jameson Williams to then respect it? I don't know what strategy they're going to employ, but either way, Jameson Williams is absolutely going to be a difference maker, both with his deep speed and the newfound route running ability in the short and intermediate that he's got as well.
Right. Now, let's go to Brock Purdy, because in 2 years, Brock Purdy is in the second NFC Championship game. Despite what everybody says about him, he's just a system quarterback, which we on this show, we already know every quarterback's in the system, so every quarterback's a system quarterback. Brock Purdy's his arm's not that strong. He's not that athletic. All I know is that last week, for the majority of the game, Jordan Love outplayed Brock Purdy. There's no doubt about it. I was sitting right here in this seat, and I was saying, I don't know who this man is, but get him off my TV. But when the game was on the line, when it came time to march his team down the field on what I call a championship drive, Brock Purdy came through for the San Francisco 49ers. Jordan Love outplayed him for the majority of that game. But when it got down the stretch and the game got close and it was time to separate the men from the boys, like it or not, Ryan Clark, everybody who says if you put him on another team, he wouldn't be that good or whatever. All I know, when he went out that NFC Championship game last year, the 49ers' hopes were gone. Brock Purdy today has an opportunity to put his name, etch his name next to two of the greatest ever to do it, and Joe Montana and Steve Young. Will he be able to do it? Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. For Brock Purdy and the Niners to advance today, what will Brock Purdy himself have to do to get his team to that threshold?
He's got to play smart football. I mean, he's got to avoid the turnovers. I think sorry, Jack, I hate to say this, but this is the one knock against Goff, and I tend to agree with this, is that, you know, it's that turnover battle that we talk about. You know, as long as Purdy protects the football, keeps, you know, running CMC, doing what they've been doing, they're going to be fine. But Goff himself is the one I think that's going to be the one to possibly give this game away. If he can avoid the turnovers, I still think the Lions win this. Purdy's good. If Debo's banged up, that's definitely going to take a layer out, but they're going to throw everything they can at it. And CMC is always the question mark, right? Like, does he stay healthy? He's had a really good season health-wise, but if something happens and this game goes sideways, I think it's going to be tough for Purdy to dig it out. And I agree. I think Jordan Love, he did everything he could have done to win that game. But to Purdy's credit, he showed up when he needed to. But Deebo Samuel is going to be a big question mark. How healthy is he? Is he going to be able to really contribute or not? I mean, obviously he's going to give it a go today, and he's going to have to because it's one and done. But Purdy's going to need him. I don't think if he's, 50%, 60%, they're going to be able to pull this out against that Lions team the way they are.
Got you. All right. Coach, same question to you, my brother. You're muted, Coach. You're muted.
Coach.
There you go.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
You can hear me? Because y'all got a skill. I'm checking out the hotel and everything. But I think it's just he got to play football, no mistakes, no turnovers, just mistake-free football. You can't have no turnovers. Last week he got away with some throws that should have been a pick six. So I mean, this has got to be mistake-free football, man. Because I think Detroit is scrappy, bro, and they're gonna capitalize on any mistakes today.
Gotcha. Zach and Carlos, same question, you guys.
Go for it, Carlos.
What a time to play against. Usually you have, if you're the Niners last year, you're playing against a stout, crazy defense in the Eagles, right? Last year, so you knew it would be some kind of battle. This year, at home, they had the luxury of playing not so great of a defense in the passing defense for the Lions. So I think relatively Brock Purdy with a clean pocket. That's the thing. If you can get a clean pocket, which I can see him having a lot of clean pockets today. I see Purdy having an awesome game. But I said before the turnover battle, as long as, and I believe more in the Niners keeping that football to themselves than the Lions because of the atmosphere, because it's a outside game. It's not a dome game. This game was in Detroit. I would have so much faith in the Lions because that fan base, that crowd was rowdy for those two games. Now you're in San Francisco where it's pro 49ers out there. It's pro 49ers, so it's a definite road game. I think Purdy's going to play confident. He's going to have a clean pocket, and I think Purdy's going to do some damage in this game because he has to. He has to. It's going to because that Lions run game, that defensive run game is stout. They've done it all year. So it's going to be on Purdy to utilize his weapons. And one thing about this Deebo Samuel being a decoy, no. If this is the NFC Championship game, if Deebo Samuel is playing, which he is not a decoy. He is going to get that football, and he's going to make some plays in this game, or at least try to, because there is no. He will not go out there and play decoy in this time. You got a one game, because if you're playing decoy, you might as well just sit out then in this NFC Championship game. So give me Brock Purdy to have an excellent game this game. I think he's going to prove all the naysayers wrong about being a system quarterback, the Mr. Irrelevant, yada. We heard it all, man. All I know is, like you said, Dolph, he just wins. He just wins, no matter what. T-Pain said it best.
Zach, what you got, my brother?
Man, Dolph, I think it's so funny. You came in. This is exactly the stuff you were telling us while we were watching that Niners game last week versus Green Bay. You were in there saying, who is this man?
Yes.
What? This is not Brock Purdy. What is going on? I've never seen you just kind of like flip. Like you were genuinely mad at his performance. And I think you were with me. We didn't want to have Coach Rock messaging us on the side after the game talking about.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, yeah. And the damn field goal kicking on, missed that field goal. We be in overtime, baby.
Man, hey, love don't live here no more. So let's go. Go ahead, Zach.
That's all right. We don't miss that field goal, but guess what? We got something else. We got something else going on. We got the Motor City, baby.
There you go. But man, let's talk about this because again, I want to reiterate what you were talking about, Dolph, saying this whole system quarterback thing. And how, if he wasn't there, he wouldn't be as good. Well, I can almost guarantee like 70% of NFL quarterbacks, if they played under Shanahan's system, they would be better. I mean, it's how he operates that offense, man. He's got a great coaching mind. He brings the right pieces around him. He's good at creating unity on that offense, and that has shown throughout the whole entire season. When we look at the stats between Purdy and Goff this season, they are very similar. Goff has had about 100 more passes, but he only has 300 more yards. Purdy has one more touchdown than what Goff has, and he has one less interception than what Goff has. This is a true battle between the two of them. I want to see Purdy go out there and really show up, especially going through all the waves of all the reviews of him, right? Beginning of the season, everybody's like, oh, I don't really know if he should be the star going into this year. I don't know if he's really that guy. I think it was a fluke last year to then him playing good. And everybody's like, oh, he's MVP caliber. He should be the MVP of the league. And then he has a couple bad games. And now they're going back to saying that he's trash and he's not as good as what he should be. Come out on the main stage tonight and bring your team to the Super Bowl if you want to shut up them haters.
Gotcha. And similar to what I was saying about the Lions, I'm not going to talk about CM3. I'm not going to talk about Deebo. I'm not even going to talk about Purdy. I'm going to talk about a guy that for the 49ers gets overlooked. But for the entire season, he has been one of the main contributors to this team. and I'm talking about number 11, Brandon Ayuk. That young man right there could have a very big game today and crush the hopes of Lions Nation. He, like Jamison Williams, to me, are two X factors in this game that have not been talked about enough. Jack, as a Lions fan and as you cover the team for the entire season, what will the Lions need to be? What do the Lions need to be aware of when it comes to Brandon Ayuk?
Well, so that's the thing is we've seen repeatedly, we've seen all throughout the playoffs, even before the playoffs, is you can get deep on the Detroit Lions. They're actually a pretty good team at stopping the catch and run. You know, you might pick up a first down, but they're going to get the tackle. They're going to force you out of bounds, whatever. The problems we've seen, and we saw it last week with Mike Evans. We saw it the week before with the Rams and Puka Nacua. We saw it the week before with Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb the week before, Justin Jefferson the week before. You can get behind this secondary, and that's where Brandon Ayuk excels. Deebo Samuel, he can get behind you, but his game is more catch and run. George Kittle, more catch and run. Not that they can't do it, but that's their specialty. Whereas Brandon Ayuk, he can get deep. He can separate. He can get open against, I think Cam Sutton's going to be following him around. So that is the matchup that absolutely has me worried, because I know they can get up and make the tackles, but can they stick with Brandon Ayuk deep through the secondary? Brandon Ayuk really had a breakout year. It's not just the speed. He is an incredible route runner as well. So I'm absolutely worried. I'm just hoping the safeties are on their P's and Q's ready to cover for the cornerbacks.
Gotcha. Now, many people, around the nation, experts, everybody, look at this game. Got Shanahan on one side. You got Dan Campbell on the other side. When it comes to coaching, it's like it's really no contest. Shanahan, the mastermind, Dan Campbell, the ultimate motivator. He galvanizes a team, he's galvanized a city, but not getting enough respect for his X's and O's and the staff that he hired. My question to all you gentlemen on the panel, which coaching battle today is going to be the most important one? Is it the offensive coordinator against the defensive coordinator of the Niners, or vice versa? Which coordinator battle today is going to possibly help decide this game and who goes to Super Bowl 58?
I'm gonna go. Look, I think it's gonna be the Niners defense versus the Lions offense, because the only way the Lions are gonna win this game, they got to score. They got to score. All right, like you can't. This won't be a gut it out kind of game where it's like 14-13 at the end. It's not gonna be that kind of game, right? In order for the Lions to win, the Lions win. The Lions are probably putting up 25 plus in this game to win against the Niners, because the Niners offense can score willingly. So can the Lions as well, but mind you, they're on the road, hostile territory, so they're going to be the ultimate underdog. So I'm going to go with Ben Johnson, who is now going to be the head coach of the Washington Commanders. So congrats to him. After their time is done, whether it's today or after the Super Bowl, he'll be the coach of the Washington Commanders. So I wonder if that plays any kind of effect, knowing that this could be his last hurrah. But I'm looking at the Niners defense, because we've seen that Niners defense hasn't been that great, over the last 2 months of the season. Let's just keep it real. They haven't been that great. They were game busters the first couple months of the season, but lately they've given up some yardage, given up some points, given up some yards in the last couple of games. The Lions are that team that can continue that trend for them. So that's the side I'm looking at, the offense for the Lions versus that defense of the Niners, because vice versa, I think, the Niners are going to kind of have their way with the Lions defense a little bit, barring turnovers, obviously, but, flip it around. We got the Lions offense and the Niners defense. How can the Niners respond to that Lions offense? Can the Lions, look, the first couple possessions are going to tell it all, because if you're the Lions offense, the worst thing you want is to start a game off 3 and out, right? Or have a first down and go 3 and out again after that. You want to have the ability to at least score points early to kind of put that in the Niners' head, the defense's head, like, all right, y'all, it's going to be a long freaking game because the Lions can score, right? But the Lions go out there 3 and out or 0 points, a punt in the first series or 2, that gives the Niners defense super confidence, man. So I'm very and vice versa for the Lions offense. If they go out there and score, they got confidence for the rest of the game now. We can score against these guys, and here we go. So that's the part of the ball that I'm looking forward to watching and calling the game today.
Gotcha. Coach, go to you right quick. I know you're checking out and everything, but go ahead on and check in right quick. Coach, you muted, bro. We see you're talking.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Aaron Glenn against Shanahan, bro. Because Shanahan give you so many looks out of one formation, bro. And I mean, the defense of Detroit really got to kind of control that Niner offense. So I'm saying Aaron Glenn against Shanahan, bro.
Gotcha. All right. Jeremy, your thoughts, my brother.
Niners D versus Lions offense. I mean, that Lions offense, if it gets shut down, I don't see this game winning. I agree with Carlos on this one. They're gonna have to put up points and they're gonna have to shoot it out. Because I mean, the problem is Niners offense is so dangerous and they got so many weapons still. You shut down the offense for the Lions, I think this game's over real fast. So for me, that's where that battle is gonna stand is can the Lions keep putting up points and can Goff limit his turnovers?
Oop, now Dolph muted. There you go.
Go ahead, Zach.
Oh man. It's a tough question, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good matchups out there, and I could piggyback off everything y'all said. I really think it's a tale of the two quarterbacks, man. Two quarterbacks that have been highly disrespected in a lot of different ways. I want to see how they pan out. I think the biggest game changer in this game, if we're looking at the coaching perspective, is I think it's Dan Campbell. I think he will have the biggest impact as a head coach, more than what Shanahan can, just because of the motivation and how hyped I know he's going to be going into this game. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I definitely see some risky plays coming out, maybe a fake punt, fake field goal, something like that. He's going to go and, throw in the whole set of chips, man. He's going all in.
Gotcha. Same question for you, Jack.
I'm going to have to agree with Coach. I think it's going to be Kyle Shanahan versus Aaron Glenn. It's going to be the defensive line of the Detroit Lions against the offensive line of the San Francisco 49ers. And not that I disagree with the rest of the panel. I'm just confident. I believe in my heart of hearts that Jared Goff in this offense will move the ball against the San Francisco 49ers. And it'll be up to the defense to get 1, 2, maybe even 3 key stops in there. So defense of the Detroit Lions versus the 49ers offense with a less than 100% Deebo Samuel. That is going to be the story of the game.
And last week, let's be honest, the Packers moved the ball on the Niners.
They sure did.
With virtually ease, really. They really moved the ball well to late in the game when they had just some mental mistakes that cost them that football game. So let's go to AFC. Because the first game up, many are calling this the Super Bowl. Many are just they are just bypassing the NFC, whoever comes out the NFC as a sacrificial lamb in Super Bowl 58. It's just a sacrificial lamb. Because you got to go up against this. Take me off big screen, family. Take me off right quick.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. You got to go up against this, man. This is what we got going on today in Baltimore. You got the sixth straight time this team will be advancing to the AFC Championship. You got a 6-time Pro Bowl, a 2-time All-Pro, arguably already in his career. Many consider him the best ever to do it. And what can you say about him? 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Football Writers Association MVP. You see all the awards that this kid has won, but on the field, he has that gene. He has that Jordan gene, that Kobe gene. He has that Brady gene. Whoever the greatest were, that Montana gene. He has that gene in him. When the game is on the line, this kid right here, more times than not, has came through and delivered for the Kansas City Chiefs. My question, last week they went to Buffalo. Everyone was saying first road game of his career. How would he perform? I think he showed us last week, especially That drive coming out the locker room in the third quarter, to me, that set the tone. That sent the message to Buffalo. That sent the message to the entire NFL that we ain't ready to go home yet. Y'all talking about the Bills, you talking about the Ravens, you talking about everybody else, but guess what? We're still the defending Super Bowl champions, and we're still here. Patrick Mahomes in Baltimore today, going head-to-head with arguably the second best quarterback in the National Football League, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. What hasn't he done yet? Advance to a Super Bowl. The game is in your backyard. You got the man coming in. Like I said earlier, shouts out to the great Ric Flair, like he always say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. That is simply put for Lamar Jackson to get to that threshold. And remember draft night. Remember when he was hurt. And when all those teams that passed him by, and Dion was trying to console him, and Dion said, you look upset, but you here. He said, let's go. I'm going to bring a Super Bowl to Baltimore today at 2:00 Central Time. Lamar Jackson could live up to that proclamation. My question to you, family, this is a big game. Some think this should have been the nightcap, but hey, let's get to it. I'm gonna start with Jeremy. Jeremy, AFC, my brother. Who wins this contest?
I mean, you know who I want to win this contest. This is easy for me. I mean, obviously, I'm all go Ravens in this one. I mean, that is the simplest answer I've gotten all week. I've had to have for a question. No? I mean,
I had to give you something easy. I know it's been a tough week for you, my brother.
I appreciate the laugh, brother. I mean, for me, the thing comes down to is you look at Allen, you look at Jackson. Those were two guys that, kind of fell to the back end of the first round, and people didn't think they could be the quarterback. They weren't going to make it in the league, and there was a lot of questions about it. And Jackson's just been killing us this year. Allen, to his credit, he did everything he could do in that game. I think a big thing for me was missing Gabe Davis, having that real downfield presence that we typically have. And I mean, we saw what he did to Kansas City the 1 year, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that is a massive downfield threat. And there were a couple throws we all wanted back. It was a tough game to watch. Obviously, the wide right, I mean, Mahomes is good. I got to give credit where credit's due. The guy is special, but it doesn't mean I want him to win. And obviously, I'm pulling for Lamar. I would like to see him, I'd like to see him playing the Lions. I think it'd be a great matchup. I would love to see that matchup. So I'm hoping the road stops for Kansas City here. I do not want to see them in another Super Bowl. I'm going to be honest. I can't handle this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing on TV constantly. So, I was at the game last week, and I'll tell you this. If Jason Kelce wants to unretire, send that man to Buffalo. I mean, shirtless, running around crushing beers, tailgating like he is. That man is meant for Buffalo. So, Jason, if you're watching this, we will take you. Come to Buffalo.
All right. Zach, come to you, my brother. Then we're going to go to Coach.
Yeah, man. This is what I said earlier on in the week when looking at this matchup. If I'm Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens, what I need you to do is just stay grounded, right? The one thing that Lamar, I felt like this year has been so good with is not forcing the game and allowing the game to come to him. Even at slow starts, like we saw against the Niners early on in the season where things did not go right in that first quarter. He struggled big time. They could barely move the ball. I think they had 1 first down in the whole first quarter, but he just stayed patient, allowed the defense to do what they do, allowed that momentum to switch. And then in the second half, Lamar came to his own, started playing a little bit more aggressive as things started to settle in for him. I need those nerves to be settled down for him. Come in, play smooth. We saw how weak this Kansas City's defense is on the run game that they have been struggling with. It was something that Buffalo was able to take advantage of in the beginning, especially with Josh Allen getting on the run. I think he had over 100 yards carrying, and Lamar is a more elite running quarterback than what Josh Allen is. So that's what I need to see out of them. If you're Kansas City, I mean, it's the connection between Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. We got to see it last week, but we haven't really seen it on a consistent basis all year. It's been one, maybe 2 games in a row, and then that falls off again. He starts dropping balls. They have that miscommunication, that misconnection, and it's not going their way. They have to be able to lock it in and dial it in this matchup. They want to walk away with the win. I got Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens winning this one. I think it's going to be close. And I said it last week. I've said it every single time. You can't count Patrick Mahomes out. He's a different beast when it comes to the playoffs, man.
Right. Coach.
Man, I think it comes down to the receiving core of the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I think Baltimore is going to have a game plan where they take Kelce completely out of the equation some. So Rice and those young receivers are going to have to step up. If they don't step up, it's going to be a long game for the Kansas City, man. So I think it really comes down to what receivers step up for Kansas City in this game besides just Rice.
Mm-hmm. And interesting with that, we all know Kadarius Toney has been ruled out for today's game,
Right.
but just earlier today on Instagram, Kadarius Toney goes off. I didn't get to listen to the video, but basically saying the Chiefs are lying about him being injured. They said he has a hip injury, and he said that is not true. So it's kind of interesting time to start boiling the blood up, as Super Bowl is just 2 weekends away.
All right.
Yeah, he won't be there next year. I can guarantee you that. But the guy that nobody's talking about that's gonna be the catalyst, and he was a catalyst last week for the Chiefs, is Pacheco, the running back.
But he's hurt.
Right, man.
He's hurt. That's why I didn't really go with him. He's kind of hurt somewhat.
But Clyde came in last week, and Clyde looked good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire came in last week, and he looked good behind that offensive line last week. So with the Ravens, we know Lamar Jackson. Then we haven't even touched on it. He's getting his main man comes back today. His main man is activated. He will be in there. Andrews will be there today. His safety blanket will be there. But which receiver for the Ravens, not named Andrews, will have to have a big game? Because I think Snead is going to eliminate Zay Flowers in this game, and so that means maybe the once great
Odell Beckham.
The once
great Odell, man.
He gonna have to. The once great Odell, because of injury, he ain't what he used to be, but he's still formidable. So you guys are gonna.
He all right, dog. He all right. I talked to him this week. He all right. I told him cut all that damn dancing out and shit and go score touchdown. He gonna be all right. I talked to his ass earlier this week, bro.
That's good.
I talked to him this week to wish him. Yeah, I wished him the best and everything. He gonna be all right. I told him to cut all that dancing out and shit and go do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Like he on Dancing with the Stars and all that shit. Yeah.
Now the interesting thing with Marty Andrews as well, he is active for today, but he has yet to practice this week. So that's going to be interesting coming in. Another big time player that's coming off the injury list for the Ravens, probably even just as, if not more important than Mark Andrews, is Marlon Humphreys.
Yes.
That is so huge. I mean, Mark Andrews has been pivotal, but likely has been a good replacement. He's a very athletic tight end, and I think even without him, they still able to move the ball up. But Marlon Humphrey on the outside cornerback being a takeaway, whoever that wide receiver is, probably Rashee Rice, is going to be huge.
All right, so fellas, let's get down to it. Let's get to our picks. Let's start in the AFC. It's the first game up today. Ravens, Chiefs. I'm going to start with our humble guest. Jack, who you got, my brother? Who you want to see?
I think this is going to be a battle. I think this is going to be a war. I think they're both going to be able to put up points on each other. And I know these are elite defenses, but I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to make some magic. But unfortunately for the Kansas City Chiefs, I got to go with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson just going to make that one extra play, go that one extra down. It's just time for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar has been so special this year. This team has really not propped him up. He props himself up, but this team finally complements him so well. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go 31-27 final score with Lamar Jackson heading to his first Super Bowl.
All right, Jack. Jeremy, who you got in this one, my brother?
Got to go with the Ravens. I mean, easy question, easy answer.
I like it, Jeremy. That you said I just threw you that curve. I ain't throw your curveball. I just threw you a little simple straight down the middle, baby.
I'm
Knock it out the park.
28-24, and this is why I like Jack, because he's obviously got a good thought there. So I'm rolling Jack on this one as well. So go Ravens.
All right, Carlos, who you got, my brother?
All right, y'all. So I wasn't here last week for that Bills and Chiefs talk about, but I know if I was here, I was going Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs because I say, you know what? I am not ever going to count out Pat Mahomes against anybody until that team beats Pat Mahomes. Now you look at the weapons. The Bills came in home favorite, more weapons, and then, but at the same time, it's like the Chiefs still have Pat Mahomes. This week feels eerily similar because everyone's hyping up because we haven't seen Josh Allen in there. We haven't seen Lamar Jackson, and people want that to happen. Hell, I want that to happen, right? People want to happen because they haven't seen it yet. But what we have seen is Pat Mahomes. 6 straight AFC championships, 3 Super Bowl appearances. Let's make it 4. Pat Mahomes, I'm telling you, the kid has magic out of this world. Right now, he's on the streak of being the GOAT when it's all said and done. This dude here, I don't care what weapons he has, what he doesn't have. All I know is he is there. As long as his O-line is protecting him, there is a good shot for the Chiefs to win this game. The Lamar Jackson compared to Josh Allen, that battle, it feels the same from last week to this week. Josh, look, Lamar's going to have his day. He's going to go crazy. We know about that. Maybe. But Lamar's going to make plays like Josh Allen made plays. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs still have Pat Mahomes. I am not ever going to count out Pat Mahomes until someone actually beats Pat Mahomes. Give me the Chiefs to win this game and go to a 4th Super Bowl in 6 years.
Zach attack. Let's go. What we got?
Oh man, look, Carlos, you're just like straight spot on with everything, man. It's like that's why it's making this pick. It's hard to take your emotions out of it because I really don't want to see him there. I really want to see the Ravens. I think the Ravens are a good squad too, and that's the reason why I am rolling with them. This is my biggest point to make is Baltimore Ravens are one of the greatest like tip team drills in the league this year. All right. And the one thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, with their wide receivers, they have not had sure hands. We've seen the ball get popped up in the air several times on many different occasions. And I think Baltimore is going to get a couple of them today. I think they're going to get 2 interceptions. And I think that's what's going to really seal the deal in this game. I'm going Ravens, man.
All right. Well, my charge for this game, I'm going to go with the team's defense that's not being talked about. I'm going to go with the understudy defense. Yeah, I'm calling them the understudy. I'm talking about the Kansas City defense. The Kansas City defense will keep the Chiefs in this game. They will keep the game close, and that's all they have to do. And like Carlos said, until somebody actually beats this man, I cannot go against him. It's just like Jordan. Until somebody beat him, I can't go against him. Shout out to Mozzie and Ravens Nation. I wish y'all the best. Hey, y'all do have the team to get it done. But listen, until it gets done, I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs in the AFC. And now to the Sacrificial Bowl. The game. Let's talk about the Sacrificial Bowl because that's how everybody's looking at it. San Francisco and Detroit. One hand, you have the 49ers, prestigious franchise, and some of the greatest of all time to play for this franchise. 4, 5 won world championships. You have the Detroit Lions for years have been in misery, have failed, haven't won a playoff game in over 30 years. But this year it all turned around. They won the division for the first time in 30 years. They advanced in the playoff. They're in. Jack, is this your first NFC Championship game. I know back in the AF American
Second.
Football League.
Second.
This is
They
second.
went. They
In
went to the-
91 with Scott.
Yeah.
Was it with Scott Mitchell?
was that? Yeah, that was with
What-
Scott
what
Mitchell.
they
That
Scott-
year.
Was that Scott Mitchell? Scott
No.
Mitchell got a team? No, was it?
No, it was someone else, wasn't it?
Couldn't have been Scott
Gotta be.
Mitchell.
I'm blanking.
And I apologize for all Lion fans for bringing up that name. That's the wrong name to bring up today. So I'm gonna talk
It was
about
Kramer,
Barry
I think.
Sanders.
I think it was Kramer.
Kramer. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Barry Sanders and Megatron, baby. There you go. All right, I ain't gonna put that stink on y'all today. Y'all don't need none of that today. So Jack, here we go. Lions 49ers. Speak with your hearts. I don't care. It's your team. It's your moment. Let the world know why your Lions are gonna go into Santa Clara and smash the 49ers.
It's going to be another battle. This is going to be another tough game, but the Lions are a team of destiny. What they have done to bring this team back, what they have been through, it's all coming together. They're going to get pressure on Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey's going to have a disappointing day. He's going to rush he's probably going to have 90 yards total. He's not going to hit 70 yards rushing. He's not going to hit 100 yards from scrimmage. They'll contain CMC. They'll get pressure on Brock Purdy, and they'll still make plays. But the Lions win 24-20.
All right, Jack got it 24-20. I mean, Jack. Oh, did I say Jack or Zach? I mean, we up here rhyming today. Zach, go ahead, man.
I have no idea. All right, man. Look, I love the Detroit Lions story. I think they got some. I think they got some good players. But I'll tell you what, man. San Fran has been my pick since the beginning of the season. Made the Super Bowl this year. If Debo was out, I think I would be leaning Detroit. Debo in, regardless of how 100%, 70% that he is, he's an X factor for that team. Brock Purdy showed out at the very last minute last game. He won't make the same mistake this one. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers to go ahead and take it. It'll be a close one, 24-21. We'll go with that.
All right. Well, Jack, I know you disagree with that, so I'll do this for you, Jack. Then you did. Since Jack disagrees with you on.
Appreciate it. Let's go. Let's go.
Jeremy, who you got this one?
All right, fam. I'm going Lions on this one. I'm going 21-17 Lions. I think Purdy's going to have a couple turnovers, and I think Stafford's going to play the smart game. I think Goff. Look at this. I'm going back to the old days. Yeah. But and I think Gibbs is going to go off. I see Gibbs having a better game than Montgomery. So I'm gonna go 21-17 Lions today. And I got a drop, fam. So I'll catch up with y'all later. Appreciate you guys having me on. And
all the time,
blessings to you guys.
Take it easy, brother. Yes, sir.
Take it easy, brother.
You two guys.
Talk to you later.
Those games. Sounds
yes,
good.
Sir.
Good luck, Jack. We'll catch up, brother.
Let's go. Take care.
See you guys.
All right. See you later, Jeremy. That's our brother Jeremy from Beware the Stampede. Go follow that brother. All right. Carlos. I'm going last, but Carlos, who you got?
Give me that womp too, man. I'm going.
Get what?
I'm going Niners, dog. And I like Zach as much as. But here we go again. It's about what you want and what you kind of think is factual right now. I want the Lions there too. Obviously I want Ravens versus Lions. That's what I want, right? Because it's a better story. It sounds good. It's something refreshing. It's something new. It's exciting. At the end of the day, we all can't get what we want, man. I think the Niners at home, that defense will take advantage of Jared Goff at least 1 or 2 times in this game. And I'm curious of how does that Lions defense stop this Niners offense. I can't see it. I'm trying to picture it. But I can't see it, right? Their secondary has been, bottom tier all year with yards given up passing wise. And I'm just like you, Dolph. Brandon Ayuk, bro. Brandon Ayuk off the top, man. He's going to have an incredible game. I would imagine for the Niners. I don't see how the Lions can completely shut down the Niners or like turnovers and try and get good field position. It's hard for me to look at that and see if this game was in Detroit. I might go with Detroit because of just the crowd and just they're feeding off that energy. But maybe Dan Campbell's enough, right, to bring it on the road. I'm not quite sure. But what I have seen is that when the Niners are healthy and completely healthy, and that means Debo playing, no matter if he's playing 100% or like Zach said, if Debo's in there, this Niners team, they don't lose. When everyone, with their main guys, Chris McCaffrey, Debo, Kittles, Ayuk, when they're all healthy, this team does not lose. They just don't, right? So I gotta go with the Niners to win this one. If I want to give you a score, I'll give you a score. I'll say, give me Niners 27-21 over the Lions. 27-21.
27-21.
Right. And not saying it's going to be a blowout. I'm not saying that
Right.
the Lions have, obviously, you're in the championship game for a reason.
Right.
But when it comes down to who's been there, the pedigree, what we've seen, it's a nice story. Lions versus Ravens. I want to see that so bad. But in reality, what I do know is most likely going to be Chiefs versus 49ers. And we don't want to see that, but we saw it a couple years ago. You know?
Right.
Here we go again. That's just how life works, man. But give me the Niners to win this game. I feel like them being at home, they're just a better team. They're just a better team when they're healthy, and I don't see any type of way the Lions can, unless it's a shootout, unless the Niners defenses went plain dumb, right, and just lost all their P's and Q's. Yeah, I feel like the Niners will hype themselves up and take care of business in this game. So give me the Niners to win this game.
Hey, Jack, Laporta's in, right? Laporta's playing today, correct?
Oh, Zach Ertz.
Yes, he
Zach
is.
Ertz probably out.
Yeah. Zach Ertz is out. JT, not Laporta. You know, they just signed Zach Ertz anyway. They don't really need Zach.
Yeah,
So if the
Laporta
Lions
is in.
if the Lions do go to Super Bowl, I think Ertz will be in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Completely
exactly.
agree. He only had 3 days to learn the playbook. That's not a surprise. It would have been nice if he was playing, but it's not a surprise.
All right, here it goes. My charge for this game. Remember when the playoffs started, I told y'all I felt like one of these number one seeds would not make it. So in order for that to happen, that means that my choice right now has to be the Detroit Lions. I'm going with the Detroit Lions to go into, I'm going to call it Levi Stadium, call it Candlestick Park. You can call it what you want. Dan Campbell is going to lead the Lions in today. And the Lions are going to be the king of that jungle. They're going to come in biting kneecaps, biting ankles, taking off fingers, kicking ass, and taking names. The Detroit Lions go in to San Francisco today and shock the world and walk off on a game-winning field goal.
Ooh.
Detroit 23, San Francisco 20. We're all on here in 2 weeks on the Super Bowl pregame show with Jack acting a fool because they will be going up against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions to come out the NFC, and also because I feel they playing, I feel where they're at, because you see what's on my hat. I know that feeling. They would take advantage of this situation, of this opportunity, not situation, of this opportunity. They will get the job done. I'm going with the Lions. Cameron talking about it, get y'all the kiss of death. Don't do that, Cameron. Don't do that. Don't do it. I didn't give a kiss of death. It's not a kiss of death. You know, I've been more right a lot. I've been more right than a lot more than I've been wrong this year. I got to say that. You know, Coach has been on the hot streak lately, though. I ain't gonna lie. All right, before we get out of here, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for straight balling. Here we go. Our straight balling players of the day. I'm starting with the man that gets an honor. I'm starting with the man from Motor City, Believe Lions. Who is your balling player of the day?
Ballin' player of the day, it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. He is going to have a dominant day on that defensive line for the Detroit Lions. He's going to be the difference maker. We're looking at a 3-sack day. Colton McKivitz, right tackle, just can't stand up to him. He's going to have a turnover, whether it's a forced fumble recovery, another interception, but he is going to be the player of the day with 3 sacks and a turnover.
Gotcha.
Great ball.
Carlos, talk to me.
Hey, my straight balling player of the day to watch for is going to be Brandon Ayuk, the San Francisco 49er receiver, I think, over the top. Not once, but twice. I'm looking at 150 yards. 150. You know what I'm saying? To put it on the lines, man. Give me Brandon Ayuk to have an awesome day as my straight balling player of the day.
Right. Zach.
Look, you already know my straight balling player of the day. You said it earlier, Dolph. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Lamar Jackson, he's rushing in 2 of them. Bring him in the end zone, man. Take down the champions. Become the new champions. Let's go, Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. All right, y'all kind of stole some of mine who I was feeling, but let me go here. My straight balling player of the day is not a player. It's not an executive, it's coach. It's not even one coach, it's a coaching staff. My straight balling players of the day will all be on the sideline with headsets on for the Detroit Lions. The entire Detroit Lions coaching staff will be straight balling today with the calls that they make today, putting their players in position to be successful. And the Detroit Lions, Motor City, baby, Motown, will motor on in the Super Bowl 58. You can mark it down. Don't say it. Damn it is happening today. If you're from Frisco, I don't give a damn. I'm tired of y'all any damn way. Let's go, Lions. Damn it.
Woo!
Straight balling. Let's do it, baby. But look, I do like Brock. You know, I love Brock. I like Brock Purdy, though, you know. But anyway,
throw that in. Make sure y'all remember. He does like him. He do like him.
I do respect. You know, I like Fred Warner too. You know, I'm just saying. You know, I respect. Much respect. But I'm going with the Lions today. But look, it's been a great show. Want to thank Jeremy, Coach. Want to thank Jack. Thank you, my brother, for coming through. We appreciate you as always. Listen, 2 weeks, man. Super Bowl 58. We'll be looking forward to having you back on the show as the Lions get ready to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, Jack, that's Mr. Jack Kavanaugh from the Believe Network and from Believe in Lions. He needs no introductions. He's family. He'll be back on the show. That's Carlos. That's Zach. I'm Dolph. This is As the NFL Turns. Listen, family, enjoy your day of championship football and good luck to all fan bases. But unfortunately, only 2 fan bases today will be celebrating. So with that being said, y'all have a great day and we out.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.